Leipzig, a city in Saxony, Germany, has been at the crossroads of trade, culture and conflict since its founding in the 11th century. Known for its fairs since the Middle Ages, it became a hub of intellectual life, home to John Sebastian Bach, and the second oldest university in Germany, founded in 1409. By the 19th century, Leipzig was a thriving centre of publishing and commerce. However, its future would contain a cataclysmic battle that took the name of the city in 1813. The Völkerschlachtdenkmal, or Monument to the Battle of the Nations, was built to commemorate this seismic victory over Napoleon. Constructed from 26,500 granite porphyry blocks from Bucha, 30 kilometers southeast of Leipzig, and 120,000 cubic meters of concrete, the monument is a testament to early modern civil engineering. Its exterior, clad in durable reddish-brown granite porphyry, contrasts with a concrete core, a pioneering combination for the time. Designed by the architect Bruno Schmitz, the structure's construction began in 1898 and spanned 15 years. Over 2,000 workers used steam-powered cranes and temporary railways to haul materials, erecting a 91-metre-tall colossus with only 2 recorded fatalities, a remarkable safety record for the time. Today we explore 2 rare artefacts, postcards relating to the monument. We'll uncover the battle's brutal stakes, the monument's controversial construction, and its survival through 2 world wars, including the dramatic SS Last Stand and surrender in 1945. Welcome to the video. I'm your postal history curator, Joseph. The Battle of Leipzig, fought from October the 16th to 19th, 1813, was a titanic struggle. Napoleon Bonaparte, commanding some 185,000 French and Allied troops, faced a coalition of over 400,000 Russians, Prussians, Austrians and Swedes. The fighting was ferocious. 91,000 men fell, with fields littered with the dead and wounded. Napoleon's defeat shattered his grip on Germany, paving the way for his exile to Elba in 1814. The battle's centenary in 1913 sparked a wave of German nationalism. Kaiser Wilhelm II, eager to cement his empire's prestige, backed the construction of the new Völkerschlachtdenkmal to celebrate the coalition's victory and Germany's role in it. The monument was meant to rival the grandeur of ancient wonders, symbolizing a unified German identity. Standing at 91 meters or 299 feet tall, with a base covering 80,000 square meters, the monument cost 6 million gold marks, roughly $150 million in today's money. Its scale demanded innovation. The granite porphyry, a volcanic rock with quartz and feldspar crystals, was quarried in Bucha, where mining dated back to the 13th century. The concrete core, a novel technique, provided structural stability, while the granite cladding ensured durability against weathering. Bruno Schmidt's neo-romantic design featured a domed hall, a 60-metre observation platform, and carved stone figures, heroic warriors, and the allegorical guardians invoking Germanic strength. The interior's crypt and hall of fame, with 324 equestrian reliefs and 4 10-metre statues, symbolised bravery, faith, strength and sacrifice. These were designed for acoustic resonance for performances. The project faced fierce criticism. Leipzig's liberal intellectuals called it a monstrous pile, arguing it glorified war and Prussian dominance over Saxony's cultural heritage. Others saw it as a nationalist flex amid pre-World War I tensions. Funding raised through lotteries and private donations led by architect Clemens Thiem's German Patriots Association sparked public outcry over its cost, as government support was limited. The Völkerschlachtdenkmal endured a turbulent 20th century. During World War I, it became a rallying point for German troops. In the Weimar era, it hosted nationalist and socialist gatherings, its symbolism being contested. Under the Nazis, it was co-opted for propaganda, with Hitler speaking at its base in 1933. Miraculously, it survived Allied bombings in World War II, though Leipzig, the city itself, suffered heavy damage. As the Third Reich collapsed in the spring of 1945, the monument, once a symbol of victory over Napoleon, became a stage for Nazi Germany's final desperate defence in Leipzig. On April the 18th, 1945, as the US 2nd and 69th Infantry Divisions entered the city, a force of about 150 to 300 German defenders, including fanatical SS troops, entrenched themselves inside the granite structure. Commanded by Colonel Hans von Ponset, a Knight's Cross holder, the garrison included remnants of the 107th Motorized Infantry Regiment, the Hitler Youth, and Volstrom militiamen. Now, the Volstrom was a kind of like a home guard force, if you will, made up of ragtag elements and elderly people, or whoever really they could get their hands on at this point, and other elements. They were fortified with ammunition, looted food from occupied countries, and as well as 17 American prisoners being held. The battle began when Germans fired on US troops near Napoleon Platz. The Americans responded with overwhelming force, including infantry assaults, tanks, and 155mm howitzers, pounding the monument's walls continuously. A barrage of 72 simultaneous rounds shattered parts of the structure, causing concussions that left defenders bleeding from their ears. An initial infantry attack was repulsed, but US forces fought to slit trenches around the hill. Negotiations followed. Captain Hans Treffus, a German-born American interrogator, parleyed with Ponset, who refused to surrender, invoking Hitler's orders and saying, "If you were a Bolshevik, I wouldn't talk to you at all. In 4 years, you and I will meet in Siberia." Treffus countered, "If that is true, wouldn't it be a pity to sacrifice all these German soldiers who could help us against the Russians?" Leipzig's police chief, SS Brigadier General Wilhelm von Grollmann, pushed for a peaceful surrender, clashing with Ponset's defiance. The standoff lasted into the night of April the 19th. Casualties mounted, around 20 Americans and up to 200 Germans, across Leipzig's battles. By 1:35 a.m. on April the 20th, white flags appeared on top of the monument. Ponset surrendered, followed by 15 officers and 150 soldiers, some having fled. So now let's analyse the two postcards that depict the monument. Okay, so let's analyse the first of the two postcards. So first we can see the monument here on a colour card. It's in fairly good condition, although there's some fraying around the edges, as we can obviously see. If we were to turn it over, there's no obvious date here. We can see that in pencil here it's written Feldpost. Bethany, you interrupted my video. Okay, so let's look at the first of the two postcards. So the first one we have here of the monument is a coloured card, and it's in fairly good condition. We can see some fraying on the corners. If we are to turn it over, we initially can't see a specific date, but in pencil we see here Feldpost, which is a suggestion that it's sent during World War I by a German soldier. And we can see the address is also to another soldier, the military to military, with the Infantry Battalion 21 as part of the address here. If we look at the violet military cachet, which is indicative of the period, we can see KS Imob Bahnhofs Kommandante, and also Engeldorf, might actually be from the origin where the unit originated from or is located. So Bahn there indicates to me that it's related to a railway or perhaps a rail unit. So it's an interesting World War I card tied to the monument. Now let's have a look at the second card. The second card here, which is a bit later, is we can see the month isn't clear in this oval hand stamp, but 22nd of something in the year 1921, so a few years later after World War One, and this oval hand stamp is indicative of it being sent via a rail route, including Leipzig, and again this is being sent within Germany. So a nice later card of the monument. So now the video has reached its conclusion. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, please like, comment and subscribe below, and see you on the next one.